Hey everyone, Kevin Nip here. Wanted to do a video talking about the internet and too much exposure to the internet and not enough time with natural human ways of being. So what do I mean by that? I mean that oftentimes, this may surprise a lot of you. If you go to Facebook or read any comments anywhere, you see a lot of anger and frustration and upset. And I think on the surface you read that and you see anger. You just see people who are pissed, right? But my theory as a professional and as a therapist is that we are spending too much time doing things that aren't human, that aren't natural, trying to get natural and human needs met by them. So if the thing that you want is for people to see you, for people to understand you, for people to accept you, and we're trying to do this through a digital means, it's never going to quite hit home. There's always going to be some gap there. And it seems that in that gap between technology and actual personal connection, there's this bubble of frustration that so many people experience. And it's in that gap that there's just so much anger, and I see the anger personally as protest for not having those natural human needs met, natural human needs of a person who is legitimately with you and cares about you and sees your viewpoint. And I'm sure that there's examples to the contrary, but overall that seems to be a pattern in what's going on in our society right now. And of course, related to mental health and relationships, right? That breeds a lot of anxiety, it breeds a lot of depression. I mean, there's many articles out there about how people who create online content a lot are actually struggling with loneliness and depression themselves, despite having, millions of subscribers. So I want everyone to step back and think about, as a person, and people have been around much longer than computers and cell phones have been, as a person, what do you need that you're not getting? It could be a multitude of things. But just that question for reflection, because the closer that we get to seeing and caring for our natural self as it is, in those distinctly human ways, that's going to leave us in a better place. Thanks.